Alrighty, y'all, we back with a new video. Make sure you like, subscribe, turn on the post notifications. I'm gonna be talking about my side as to how I became spiritual and how it actually benefits me. And maybe y'all can take some notes from this, you know what I'm saying? Maybe you can take some notes for your spiritual journey because I've had this spiritual journey for the past literally a year now. So yeah, and this spiritual journey has literally benefited me in a way that I would just never imagine. So yeah, make sure you like, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Let's get into this video, man. So I used to really be Christian, right? I was finna be like, you know what? I'm finna be like, it all started because of some stuff that had just went down around the first of last year, which I'm not gonna say yet on this channel. At least I'll say on my other channel, aka Amsure Live. Go ahead and check that out. I'll be posting, you know what I'm saying, high quality content there, just like how I do here. But thing is, right, I was heavily Christian. But thing is, it was just like, I was very broken this one day. So I was like, you know what? I'm finna become just like Jesus and I'm finna know all the answers to the universe and blah, 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 right? Which you can become just like Jesus and know all the answers to the universe, in which you already do, just not your physical vessel. And it's really just your non-physical vessel that does, right? So, yeah. What I mean by your non-physical vessel, aka your soul and spirit, right? Your human body may not know the answers at all to anything, but once you tap in with your soul and spirit, that's when you start literally tapping with, I don't want to say it because it'll offend some people. So, yeah, I don't need that happening. But thing is, right, I was like heavily Christian, all this, that, and the other, you know what I'm saying? I was watching them videos. I was like, you know what, I'm going to just start watching some videos on YouTube, read the Bible that I got, and all that, you know what I'm saying? I was going all out. I was just going crazy, you know what I'm saying? Like, for real, for real. And I do my workouts, my cardio, all that, right? But here comes the shifting point where I actually start turning spiritual, right? As I'm doing my workouts and cardios, right? I don't know if y'all know, but when you do cardio, when you start taking deep breaths, right? That's when you start basically getting in a meditative state. You start getting intuitions and you start basically kind of being led by your spirit because of that, right? And you can be led by your spirit because of that, especially if you're vulnerable by your spirit. And me, I'm very vulnerable by my soul and spirit, right? Like, it's crazy because I'm very vulnerable by my soul and spirit, which that allows me to be easily connected and makes me have easier access to my soul and spirit, you could say, and way more embodied into it than most people would be. So yeah, that is that. But thing is, right, I start getting these like intuitions, and it's just like intuitions on how reality actually is, and how the geometry is, and the mathematics of it, and the celestial events. And I was just like, wow. And it was in this particular art style in which later on I would see in these YouTube videos, right? It was in the same exact art style. And see, also around this point, I started realizing too that when you start becoming spiritual and start raising your vibration and stuff, people will start literally acting up and switching up. And it's not really acting up and switching up, it's just them showing their true vibration. So if someone is more friendly all of a sudden when you're at a high vibration, that's just because they're naturally friendly, right? Or they might just be acting. They might just be more amplified to act that way, right? But if someone is like real angry or blah, 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 right? That might be just who they truly are, or they're just more amplified to act that way, right? So, yeah, that is that. But what else should I say? So I'd say around the time I start actually watching these videos, I start actually learning about spirituality, right? And it wasn't really too deep. It was just be spiritual, do what you truly want to do, follow your spirit, and yeah. So I started doing that, and I started getting into concepts outside of Christianity, which would kind of almost lead me to my demise with I'd say people that I know for sure, because when I tell people this knowledge, they would either agree or they would just say that I'm lying, or, you know, whatever, right? Which, that's why I kind of just wanted to keep it all to myself, for real, for real. I didn't want to tell nobody, but, like, I did want to tell, you know, my family and friends, of course, which I did, but I kind of just wanted to keep it all to myself, for real, for real. So, as I start getting into this, right, I start getting deeper into it, I start getting into my intuitions again, right? I start realizing, hold on, even though God and the devil are real, and heaven and hell is real, the way that they're portraying it isn't real, right? The way that they kind of make it look like God and devil is a being, or that heaven and hell is the only place, right? Which, that's not really true. And God is really just an intelligence just like the devil, right? The devil is an evil intelligence. God is a godly intelligence, right? Or eternal intelligence, whatever. Well, I wouldn't say eternal intelligence, because that's a spirit. God is, you can, what God really is, or what people portray as God, or what I think people should portray as God, is the true creator of reality within itself. You see what I'm saying? Like, God is literally not only the creator of everything, but he's literally also in everything, taking play at the same time. You see what I'm saying? And when we tap, like, if I tap in, well, I'm not going to go deep into that, right? Because I made a whole video about source. So, yeah, I was going to go deep into that, but yeah, so I start getting deep into source. I start getting deep into astral projection in the dream realm, the spiritual realm, Akashic records, crystals, copper, energy, 5D consciousness, and dude, when I started learning about that stuff, especially with how dim my ego was, I wouldn't say, because my ego has always been dim, because what an ego really is your sense of identity, right? I don't really have a sense of identity, for real, for real. That is that. But my mind just wasn't as overthinking as it is now, right? And even though my mind overthinks, I can still access it the same way and better that I would back in the day, right? It's just that because my mind overthinks, it just blocks out certain things for a certain amount of time. So, yeah. But I'm stopping that, though, you know what I'm saying? The only reason why I overthink is because of certain people in my life on what they think, all right? And it's just, I'm just letting it get in my way when I shouldn't at all. But thing is, yeah, I start learning about these concepts. I start writing it down. I start making videos of it on TikTok, you know what I'm saying? And then here comes the part where I start manifesting my doom, right? So even though I'm learning all this spiritual knowledge, I didn't know the one thing to keep my energy protected. Like, I did, but that was mainly overthinking and letting spirits of fear, sadness, trauma, doubt, fear, confusion get to me because of the overthinking that I was receiving from the external world. You see what I'm saying? Now, because I was receiving all this negative energy from the external world, I didn't know how to transmute it. And I didn't know how to stop giving into them thoughts. And because I was giving more into them thoughts, I would basically create timelines and realities that, even though they weren't real, they were becoming real because I was influencing them with my higher power. You see what I'm saying? Because I was arising to my higher power, now I was controlling the lower ones, but not controlling it in a way where I was keeping it under control. You see what I'm saying? I was just manifesting stuff without even knowing it from my spirit and soul, right? So that's also why it started being real hard to connect to my soul and spirit at first this year again, because I think my soul and spirit was kind of not untrustworthy, but just kind of like, if the vessel don't know how to control the energy at this time, then we just not going to, you know what I'm saying, raise our vibration to this point. But I know how to protect my energy now and keep it. So that is that. But what else should I talk about? Come on, it's more. It's way more. So yeah, I start learning them, astral projection concepts. I start actually leaving my body. I start actually experiencing 5D consciousness while out of my body. And because of that, once you start actually doing that, right, it starts also it may also happen to the people around you, right? So I realized when I realized certain stuff, like when I had saw this one TikTok about 607 Unk, right? This is what me and mom was listening to, that spiritual stuff on the internet instead of listening to our intuitions, right? We had heard that it was Brahman. Now, Brahman is, well, not Brahman. It was Abraxas. It was Abraxas. It wasn't Brahman. It was Abraxas. Abraxas is a being and an intelligence, but it's just not the true God or the real source of reality, right? The true God and source of reality is just the source or God of reality. You know what I'm saying? The creator that is and within everything that's taking play of everything. So that's even making it so that it's stable right now. You see what I'm saying? So yeah. But thing is, right? I had learned about it the same time that my mom had learned about it, right? And me and my mom, we had realized, well, I had realized, I don't know if she realized, but I realized that some stuff we would learn was true, and it would be at the same time, but then also it would be like some stuff wasn't true. Like it would be a test to see if we was gonna see if it was true or not. So yeah, that is that, and then whatever happens, go on from there. But oh, my throat is dry, man. Hold on. Alrighty, so yeah, as I start learning those, right? Before I was manifesting my doom, I was actually going real crazy with my energy work. Like I was literally able to leave my body quickly without having that weird, heavy vibrational stage or without that heavy sense. You know what I'm saying? Like I would be able to just literally leave my body freely and do whatever I wanted to do. But because I left my body and didn't really have specific goals at the time, I kind of just got bored when I got out of my body, right? So, yeah, I didn't really meet beings or all that. Didn't really do anything crazy that I want to do now. I wanted to fight demons and stuff, but I low-key just forgot. You know what I'm saying? I just keep forgetting because of the external world. I have to stop thinking about the external world. That's all. But thing is, right? I was literally going crazy with my spirit because I was literally doing what I truly wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? I truly wanted to do all that connecting with the Akashic realm and the astral realm and other stuff, right? And even still do. That's why I'm doing it now and way better. But yeah. Now here's where I start manifesting my doom, right? It was just like crazy family situations that happened that I can't talk about, but I'm just not going to talk about right now because it was just a whole bunch of stuff that got manifested. But I'm going to just say every negative event definitely manifested, either got manifested or I just got to intuit. Well, I know it wasn't an intuition. I know I low-key manifested it. But I didn't even mean to because it was really just overthinking thoughts that I was just giving into, right? And it's not just me, but also, anybody else that was involved, right? So that is that. But yeah, bro. It was just crazy stuff, bro. I'm gonna just say that. Like I don't even know how we got out that stuff, but yeah, we out that stuff now. That's for sure. And it's like, bro, I got out that stage which that stage lasted like 7-8 months, and now I'm here, which that stage had ended around like either January or February this year. Now I'm actually connecting with my soul and spirit like how I was last year and way better. Like I've been able to get out my body way more. I've been able to literally access the Akashic records and my spirit and even my divine and godly essence way more and all that, bro. So yeah, that's pretty cool. But like, literally, you can do so much, bro. You can do so much when you tap into your spirit, man. When you tap into what you truly want to do, man, and not what your impulse to do or feel like you need to do. You know what I'm saying? Because literally, all this started was me wanting to lock in, all because of some event that kind of, I would say, kind of made me sad and traumatized, but not in a way where it's like, oh my god, boo-hoo, right? Like, I'm not traumatized about it now. It's just that it made me very mad at the time. So I was like, you know what? Fuck it, I'm about to lock in. And I really wanted to, so I did. So, yeah, that's it for this video. Make sure you like, subscribe, turn on post notifications. My bad, I haven't been posting in a while. I mean, it's a lot of crazy stuff going on. I'm trying to get my job. I'm trying to post on other social medias, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to post on, well, I'm not going to be showing it here. It's probably either going to be in my bio. And it's like, I'm like, I had said it on my TikTok or either on my shorts, but I'm kind of just going through a stage in my life where I'm trying to transform it and upgrade it as fast as possible in a way where I can just get the stuff that I want to get, right? I want to be able to get my job so I can just get some money, start in the summertime, and then, you know, end in the summertime and all that. So, yeah. Make sure you like, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Whatever y'all want to see, let me know. And yeah, love y'all.